This is Resident Evil. Get your herbs, find your box of bullets, go attack this world, attack that like button, by the way. Man, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of that MavAttack, man. The fuck was that intro? The question I've been asking myself for a very long time is Resident Evil dead? Now let's talk for a little bit. Now this was going to be a MavAttack video because it does frustrate me a lot, but I'm not as upset about it as I once was. I used to really want to watch Resident Evil grow. I really like to follow the progress of the games, follow, you know, just the development, follow which new games are coming out. You know, I used to just follow that stuff. It's just had me just extremely disappointed. So let's start with analyzing the new game in the Resident Evil universe. Now, they just recently removed Resident Evil from out in front of this game title, but the game is titled Resident Evil Umbrella Corps, right? So essentially, Umbrella Corps is a third-person, third to first, you can switch between third and first, tactical shooter that they're really pushing out to be a competitive game. This is hilarious because they dropped the gameplay video, right? They had commentators commentating over pre-scripted gameplay, and the commentators were pre-scripted, and it was just this awkward mess of like the commentators speaking on things that have already happened, and then the gameplay just being so drab, so dull, so dry.
Oh, grenade! Alpha falling back, not in great condition, and Alpha's down! That's gonna hurt. Ooh. They've already made contact. Eagle may want to try sneaking through the ventilation shaft.
I think you should be careful here. There's another guy. Fox is in there. Takes him out.
Oh, ventilates it.
Shame on you.
And there's literally no substance to this game. Just from this video, there was just so much nonsense that I was seeing. Like, even that they put random zombies in the maps for you to just kind of like maneuver around, and half the time they don't even care about you. You'll be in cover, and it is a cover shooter, by the way. You'll be in cover, you know, like peeking down a hallway, trying to look to see like what's going on, and then a zombie comes, like, walks by you, just all up in your vision. Doesn't even grab you. Doesn't acknowledge your presence, doesn't even like alert the enemy of your presence there. It's just a joke of a game. Like, I even went to this gameplay video, and I think this thing had mad dislikes, like more dislikes than likes. So obviously fans are speaking out and are outraged at this, and I personally, as a Resident Evil fan, I don't want a shooter. I want a good Resident Evil game. Now, let's switch gears. We're going to talk about a few other different things in the Resident Evil universe that will kind of just lead to answering the question, like, is Resident Evil dead? Is the franchise just history? Like, is it a lost cause? We're moving on to Operation Raccoon City. Now, this is another game that was shunned completely by the Resident Evil community. I, for one, enjoyed the game. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was just a third-person shooter that you could play co-op with your friend. It's actually pretty fun, you know, even though it's not a Resident Evil game. You know, it's something that you could jump into, have fun, and kind of get some backstory and some more lore on the opposite side of the coin as far as what happened in Resident Evil 2. I see what they're doing with Umbrella Corps. They're trying to bring the Operation Raccoon City kind of vibe. You know, like you're a secret agent going in there, you know, just breaking, I don't know. I just don't want to see this game come to fruition. Like, I feel like they're wasting resources on this game, and that's something sad to say. But if you watch the gameplay, absolute disgust with that game. So now let's talk about the Resident Evil remasters. Now, as you guys know, I'm not a fan of remasters because it's the same game that we've had access to for years and years and years. It's just showing developers that, you know, instead of putting our resources into a brand new game to appeal to everyone, let's make this shit again to appeal to the die-hard fans, super fans, and people that never played the game. The Resident Evil remaster of the original Resident Evil game sold numbers. It sold numbers, well past 1 million sales. And in fact, it was the fastest selling day one digital PlayStation Network game in existence, which is saying something. That is a big statement from the Resident Evil community saying, we want true survival horror back. We don't want this nonsense action. We want that original classic survival horror back where item management is key, scares lurk around every corner, fixed cameras, you know, maybe even fixed cameras. I'm not opposed to fixed cameras. So with that in mind, it's selling 1 million copies, then working on Resident Evil 0 as a remaster again. People want true survival horror. Capcom should be saying,
whoa, listen. We sold 1 million plus copies over here, right? And this was one of the fastest selling games over here, right? Damn. And we're making a new one, and people want a Resident Evil 2 remaster. Oh shit. We should make Resident Evil 7 a true survival horror experience.
Round of applause for this fucking guy over here. Good job, man. Thank you for stating the obvious fucking shit. So in knowing this and knowing fans want true survival horror, why are they not catering to us? Why can they not put out a new Resident Evil experience that caters to that delicious classic survival horror. Why not? Why not? It's the effect I notice game developers are slowly trying to adapt to the new generation of gamer, where these little kids, and no offense to the little kids, no offense to teenagers, because I'm 23, you know, I feel like an old man now saying this, but trying to adapt to the new wave of gamers and increasing the amount of fast-paced movements to appeal to these new gamers' attention spans, because let's be honest, our attention spans are shit. Because if you go back 1940s and watch a 1940 movie, they have cuts that are literally like 10, 15, 20 seconds in length. Now if you go see a movie in theaters, cut, 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 bang, bang. They're appealing to the attention span and people want that action now, now, now. So, what is the best Resident Evil co-op game? Because it seems like they always want to implement some kind of buddies feature, some kind of friend feature, some kind of cooperative campaign or cooperative experience. So, why can't we look at what has been done in the past and just apply that to the newer game, right? So, Resident Evil 5. It was an awesome co-op experience. I loved Resident Evil 5. I played that game non-stop over and over again. S-ranking all the missions, finding all the emblems, picking up all the freaking little treasures. That game was so much fun, especially playing with a friend. You get to go on this experience and go on this adventure together. Resident Evil 6, I've been playing co-op with my buddy Corey on that. We've been, you know, just playing through here and there. Very fun experience. These games have good co-op experiences. Now let's move even farther back. Majorly survivor horror based, right? So we look at Resident Evil Outbreak 1 and 2. Those games had awesome co-op. I don't know if you guys remember those games, being able to connect online with other people on PlayStation 2. That was a good fucking co-op experience. Now, it had some bugs, some technical limitations. And that was a pretty ballsy thing at the time. You know, it was pretty ahead of its time for what they were doing with online games and just introduction to consoles coming online. It's still survival horror, still fixed camera angles, but you can go with your friends. You guys can go off and investigate a room while there's other people outside shooting. They could do something like that, and that would be an awesome co-op experience that would keep survival horror alive. That is something that they could just do. Is I think that is honestly the best Resident Evil co-op that I have actually played was Outbreak, and the way that Outbreak just put you in the world, gave you the world and said, this is Resident Evil. Get your herbs, find your box of bullets, go attack this world, attack that like button, by the way. And I also gotta say the Resident Evil Revelations 2, which was released kind of episodic. Now, the only possible way that I could play online with my buddy was literally, we purchased the game on PlayStation 4, and then we had to share play and give the other person a controller so we could actually jump in the same game, which then had a split screen. But the way they kind of structured the co-op was interesting because they had a main character that was lead. You know, he had guns, you could shoot and do all this stuff, whereas the secondary character was more of a support character that had different unique abilities that would support the main character and vice versa. They would have to help each other out. It was a cool way that they implemented the co-op. I just didn't like that it was only split screen. They missed so much opportunity there. And then they had the raid mode and everything. But that was a fun little Resident Evil, like mini game, I guess. So even though I like Resident Evil 6, and I know people are like, Resident Evil 6 isn't a Resident Evil game, just like how Metal Gear Solid 5 is not a Metal Gear game. If you've been on the channel, you know, you understand my emotions with that game. It was still a fun game. I just wish the survival horror aspect existed. Way more the theme was survival horror, not survival action. After all my talking and discussion, can Resident Evil make a comeback? Is it dead? Is it gone from freaking existence? Is it DOA, dead on arrival here on out? I don't know. But just the way, you know, Umbrella Corps and Resident Evil 6 was, it's venturing so far away from survival horror that sometimes I don't know if it can make a comeback, you know what I mean? Maybe they can take what they were seeing from the sales of Resident Evil Remastered, Resident Evil 0 Remastered, if they plan on doing a Resident Evil 2 Remastered, maybe take all what they see from those and be like, listen, Resident Evil 7 is going to be one of the best Resident Evil games of all time. Can they do that? You're damn fucking right they could do that. They know they could do that, but will they? I don't think they will. I really don't think they will. I would freaking love... Yo, listen. Resident Evil 7 comes out, right? Game starts. You get in a car crash, boom. A new protagonist, somebody that was in the mix. Leon, Claire, you know, everybody that was in the mix. Rebecca, everybody, but a new character that was put in that world. And you wake up, fixed camera angles, I'll take that shit. HD graphics, oh shit. If Silent Hill can stick to its roots and continue doing what it was doing in a more mediocre way, I'll be honest. But if Silent Hill can still stick to its formula, regardless if it had fixed or not, if it could still stick to its roots and do what it does best, freak you the fuck out, and make you investigate and make you learn and survive, Resident Evil 7 could be such a good game. It could be a game that the horror community needs that we're not getting. So is Resident Evil dead? So far, it's pretty much dead. It's done. Umbrella Corpse is the final bullet in the head. In the brainstem. Shoot
the zombie in the head. All right, I got you. Blow.
And it hurts my heart to say that. It really hurts my heart to say that. But with all that being said, thank you guys all so much for watching this episode of MavAttack. Let me know how you guys feel about Resident Evil. Let's chat down in the comment section below. With Umbrella Corpse, there's no coming back from what's about to happen. So let me know what all your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. If you guys enjoy Resident Evil, and if you guys enjoyed this episode of MavAttack, be sure to freaking attack that like button. I appreciate every single one of you guys, as always. And there's some people, I wanted to say this. There's some people in the comment section below that Google Plus doesn't let me like reply to. So if you don't see me reply to you, and I've been slacking on replying to comments, so I apologize for that. Alright. But if you don't see me ever replying to you, that's the reason why. Just know you're loved out there, you guys. But all you He-Mavs stay rad, and all you She-Mavs stay fab, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of MavAttack. Mother. Listen, I'm about to spit these after credit bars, right? For you guys that stay to after the video, right? All right, look. I got these lines for you. And if it's two, Brad, I got some blinds for you. Step to me, you gonna get hit with the quick 1-2. If you talking crap about MavAttack, I'ma do something bad to you, and you gonna like that. Or you might not like that. You might fight back. And I don't give a damn, boy, cause I'm coming raw. And if you don't like that, then you can hit them all. And you could buy me a bunch of draws. And you could buy me a bunch of balls. I mean the bouncy balls. Chill out. I'm running around the town with my ill out. And I got the mother...